Happy 4th of July, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you get a chance to check out the show before you go out and enjoy the fireworks display wherever you are. So with the idea of Independence Day in mind, I started thinking a lot about the word independence and sort of as it relates to the business world. I do not want to get into independence as it relates to us as citizens. This is not the show for that. Obviously, there's a lot of that going on. So in this case, work is what I want to talk about. So when I hear the word independence, what it means to me is autonomy, right? It's a word I know my buddy Patrick Moore loves a lot, autonomy, because if I'm being given independence, it means that I have the autonomy to make the decisions that are best for me, for the team, whatever the situation is. That's what independence means to me, is the autonomy to make those decisions as we go. But I didn't realize that I didn't have my own real autonomy until I had my own business. And that really happened, pretty instantaneously. As soon as I got out of working for someone else and working for myself, and I realized that I was going to have to allow myself to do certain things. I was going to have to give independence to people that I partnered with, that I work with, to do their jobs as well, because it wasn't something that I could also take on with my newfound independence. I was going to have to work through those things and let everyone who does their job do it and allow them to do it, and then allows me to do mine. Now, not everyone is fit to run their own business. And I mean that in a way that it's just not everyone's mold. And I get that. It's not easy work. I joke that it's not for the faint of heart. So if you boil it down from, let's get away from being independence being your own business. What does the word independence mean when you work for someone else? How do you define that? So I started to put myself back in my shoes, back in retail, in stores. And I thought to myself, independence. What would that mean to me as a salesman? What it would mean to me is for me to give the opportunity to make my check, but personally, now looking back, it would be to make my own hours. That's what independence would mean to me as a salesman. And it might be different for everybody, okay? But I think that if someone said to me, Sean, you know what? You do your 20, 25, 30. We're going to trust you to do that. Come in whenever you want. Do this, do that. But because as a automotive culture, if you're not at work, there better be a good reason. Or if I'm at work and miserable, then you need to be at work and be miserable. Or whatever it is. Like just this, what's the word I'm looking for? The envy, right? The people that, well, that guy's, why does he get 3 days vacation? Geez, this is BS. That sort of thing. When you get into those discussions, I think that's where it deteriorates the idea and concept of what I've always said about being a salesman in the car business, which is it's as close as you'll ever get to running your own business for free. No overhead, no headaches for the most part. But that's really what it comes down to, is you are independent of a lot of other things. But when it comes to schedule, when it comes to expectation, a little bit different. So as you go through your week now here, your vacation week as it might be, I wonder out loud, and I hope you do the same, what does it mean to have independence at my workplace? Because I think for a lot of people, I just said this the other day, I was doing Kaylee's show, which I think comes out in August, with her, and I had said to her that I really love how she's on social media because she works for someone else. And she does this really good job of being independent of that to an extent. You forget that she doesn't own the company she works for or that she reps because of the way she speaks about it, the way she holds that sort of regard for the company. So I applauded her because I know that I could never, ever be on social media if I worked for somebody else. And it's only because the first time someone told me I had to change a post, delete a post, be different, do whatever, would be the last time. And so what would really be the point, ultimately? Because I would never change, I would never bend to that, but I applaud people who do. And again, I wonder what that means to you about independence when you work for a place that you can post what you want, say who you are, be that person. I think that is probably what interests me the most when I think about independence, because ultimately having worked for someone else, having worked in a corporation, I can tell you that while I had time of independence, I didn't have creative independence at my job. I didn't have the ability, I didn't have financial independence at that job. What I mean by financial independence is the ability to make one's paycheck, not just have it be the same thing over and over and over. It's nothing more boring to me, frankly, than that. I've never had that. So independence, what does it mean to you? How do you view it? And I'm sure now that I've said it out loud, financially probably plays a lot into that. So thank you guys so much. Go out, enjoy your 4th. Tune in next week. I want to talk to you about being neutral. Thank you all so much. Have a great week.